Hey friends, it's Tracy. Welcome to today's video where I am taking something that is meant for the trash or the recycle bin and turning it into some cute, fun fall decor. I'm so glad that you're here and let's get started. First up is this pumpkin patch decor piece. Now guys, if I would not have told you that these pumpkins were made out of this Lucky Charms cereal box, would you have guessed it? All right, let me go ahead and show you how I did it. The base of my pumpkin patch is a 12 by 16 canvas that I had on hand, and I'm going to use it like a shadow box, meaning I flipped it over and the bottom or the back side will become what I'm going to be using for my pumpkin patch. Now, the paper is from Hobby Lobby. It's like this old fence board looking, and I didn't have enough, or it wasn't long enough for it to reach all the way down. So I did end up piecing a little piece of a second sheet to it and then cut it down so it could fit in there. And so then for the frame, what I like to do is I have these giant craft sticks that I get from Walmart, and I cut them down to size, and it's not really any kind of rhyme or reason. I just like the, kind of wonky look kind of thing. If it looks just a little bit, has a little space between it. I want it to look old and like we're in a pumpkin patch. And so what I did is I cut those down just with my scissors, and then I gave them a coat of antique wax, and that is Waverly that you can get also at Walmart. And so then I'm going to just hot glue these on to my frame so that it looks like it's a picture. And just for added interest and to give it a more defined look, I'm just taking my distress ink and going around each of the slats just to give it a little bit of interest and whimsical touches. Sometimes when I am making patterns, I like to use freezer paper to draw out patterns. So just kind of sharing that tip. And so I just kind of tore off a piece, and then now I'm going to pencil out kind of how big and long I want my first pumpkin to be. So after I cut out my pattern, then I just kind of measure how big I am going to need the box. And so again, this is a giant cereal box that just happened to be a Lucky Charms box, but any one of these would work because they're just worked out really, really good for my little pumpkin patch. So what I did is I just tore around it because I wanted those tattered edges just to give that, ripped effect. I really was looking for that in this cardboard. Tearing it the way that it did really gave me that effect. And so I did that with the tall pumpkin. Then I will also do a little squattier pumpkin as well. going to add some black Sharpie marker just to add more definition and whimsical touches. And I'm going to explain this. I use a fine Sharpie marker. Then I go around the edges again with an ultra fine Sharpie marker, and that gives me the additional whimsical touches that I like for my projects. Then once I do that, then I will be using some buttermilk paint just to give it some squiggles and even more definition and cuteness for my pumpkins. Added height for my pumpkins, I have these tumbling tower blocks. Now these came from Five Below, and they're a little bit larger than the ones that you can get from Dollar Tree, and so I chose to use those. I'm just placing them in different areas of my 12 by 16 canvas, just so that my pumpkins have something to hold them up. And then I'll continue to one thing that I did want to mention is I do give a gloss varnish to all of my projects. I like that look. The varnish I use is Ceramcoat Delta. I do have it listed in my Amazon shop as well. I'll just continue to add here to my pumpkin patch. I like some fine Excelsior. I will add just some greenery and different little florals. I will also add for the stem of the pumpkins, I'm going to take some burlap, wrap that around the stems just for added interest, and just kind of just dress these up, and I absolutely love the finished result. For a bow, I have this ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut some of that off of there. I'm also going to be making a bow with some different fabrics, some brown fabric, some muslin fabric. I just have all kind of cute whimsical things here. I have some of this vine right here that I got at I've had it in my stash for a long time. I think I got that at Dollar Tree many years ago. I wish I could find it back, but I did find something very similar to this at Hobby Lobby in their specialty ribbon section. They have some small vine looking leaves like this over in Hobby Lobby. So just wanted to share that little tip with you. And guys, I so appreciate you watching. I have over 750 videos on my YouTube channel that is filled with crafts like this, and new people are finding me all of the time, and you haven't seen all of my stuff because it's buried in the YouTube libraries and that kind of thing. So I am so glad that you're here. If you are a long time follower of Country Charm by Tracy, I so appreciate you because you guys rock. Let me tell you, you have helped me build my community to what it is today, and you are the backbone of my community. And so I do like to share different crafts that I've done previous years, because not everybody has seen all of the fun creative things that we come up with here. Guys, I absolutely love how this turned out. What I did is I went back and added some sunflowers, some a pumpkins sign, some more greenery, some pip berries, just some little bitty coordinating flowers, and I just absolutely love this so much. I love turning this into that, and just something that was meant for the trash or meant for the recycle bin that we can turn into wonderful fall decor just like this piece. Thank you so much for being here. This project is using one of the gallon cans that I smashed on the bottom, and they're called some smashed can projects. Now, what I did is I had my husband put them in his vise just out in his shop to smash the bottom of the can so that I could have the top of it be open. And these gallon cans are just something that my mother makes barbecue sauce. And so when we can find them in the gallon cans, she saves these for me so that I can recreate them and recycle them into some beautiful decor. So what I did is this napkin, this orange and white gingham napkin, is from Hobby Lobby, and it does have like 2 or 3 plies to it. So I just took off one of the plies. I wanted to have that white backing on there. That worked out fine. And then I just Mod Podged that on to the front and the back of the can. So what I have here is a brown bag. And so I wanted to have just a border around the bottom, and it kind of like gave just a decorative touch, as well as kind of finished off that bottom, because this particular can just wasn't all the way together. So I just ripped up the brown bag. This is just a lunch bag that you can get in packs from any grocery store. And so I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of more aged look by adding some distress ink in my favorite vintage photo. So I used my little finger dauber just to put a little bit of the edging around that. And then I crumpled it up just to give it a little bit more of the rustic look. So I'm just adding just some Mod Podge to the bottom of the can, and then that is how I adhere it to my smashed can. I have lots of different fall florals here. Now, I get my florals anywhere that I can find fun, beautiful florals at. These are like Hobby Lobby. I got some from Michael's, as well as Dollar Tree, anywhere that I can get fun florals. Now, what I'm taking here is my, right here, I am putting holes in with my crocodile. And I get questions about where can you get a crocodile? You can get this anywhere scrapbooking supplies are sold. And that is usually in the like paper section of any craft store, or I do have it listed in my Amazon storefront. Now, what I left this part in here because I didn't want you to make the same mistake that I did. I punched the holes too far in the back. So later I'm going to figure out that it's not hanging correctly. So I re-punch them on the sides. So just directly on the sides, that's where it needs to be to hang nicely. Now, this smashed can, I had done this one before I had discovered the gaps and cracks filler. That is my favorite way to fill up these gallon cans. like this or my fall florals or any kind of florals, I just like to use that as my styrofoam. But on this particular one, I am using just some greenery, some green styrofoam that I got from the Dollar Tree, and just filling that up, just covered some of it up just with some fine Excelsior, just to give it that little bit of a whimsy, and then just sticking in my florals, just to make sure that my little smash can floral fall decor just looks really even and really cute. I also like to add some pip berries to my decor because I love the whimsical touch. Now, for the bow, I just have just different burlaps and just ribbons and trims. I just kind of gather all of that together. I love to use muslin fabric, rip pieces of that, and just cut pieces just to give me kind of a very whimsical, messy bow. So I just put some raffia in there as well because I do love raffia in my projects, especially for fall. It just gives me all of those fun fall vibes. And so I'm just tying all of that together. At first, I had put it on the side of the can, but then later I went ahead and added it in the front. Now, here I am using just some hemp cording. I love to add this to my bows because I feel that it just gives a little bit of whimsy and just a little bit of airy touch. I love all the different textures that all of the different fabric, burlap, ribbons, all of the few fun things that really make my bows look very whimsical and cute. Here I am just taking some rusty wire and just using my curling tools that I got from a sweet friend and follower. She sent these to me. I have a link for them in the description box below. I am just curling them. I'm to be adding that to my hemp cording and just adding that to the bow just to give it a little bit more whimsy. I just love all of the different textures that all of these different materials add to my fun, country, whimsical, primitive country projects. Hey guys, these canned pumpkins are using recycled cans. This is not my idea. I was inspired by something that I saw on Pinterest. If it's your idea, thank you so very much. And I absolutely love the way that these canned pumpkins turned out. And this is how I did it. I gave it a coat of plaster color chalk paint because I needed my cans to have something for my acrylic paint to stick to. Now these are just regular cans out of my pantry. I had cooked the night before, and so I had washed them out, ran them through my dishwasher. And so I did get some questions on how I got the lids off so that they would not have the jagged, sharp edges. I have a smooth edge can opener that I use to open all of my cans in my kitchen. Now you can get those off of Amazon. You can get electric ones as well as handheld ones, but you'll need a smooth edge can opener if you want to cut the lids around where it's a smooth edge and not those sharp edges. And so also some friends had mentioned that you don't even need that. You can just turn the can over and use the bottom, just attach all of the cute stuff to that. Absolutely. Just giving you options if you want to have the lid or the actual top of the can like I did. That's how you get it off with a smooth edge. All right, so then what I'm using here, guys, is just right here what I'm showing you. Those are pip berries. I get them off of a garland in the fall season at Hobby Lobby, and then they have these long kind of like wiry looking pieces, and so then I save those, and then that's what I'm going to use, twist those around to make little pumpkin tendrils for that. Now for the stems of my pumpkins, I'm using just some wood slices that I got from the Dollar Tree, and so then that is what I'm going to do to glue onto the top of my the top my lids, and then I'm going to decorate it with, you know, those little tendrils. I'm also have some little greenery. Now I found this greenery at the Dollar Tree. I've had it on hand for a few years, but you can find little vine greenery like this at Hobby Lobby in the specialty ribbon section. They have some that I found over there. And then I'm going to just add like some little bows with some muslin and some just different fabric, some, you know, hemp cording, and just make it really cute and whimsical. And I just kind of styled my tin can pumpkin patch with one of my hand lettered signs. I love it so much, and it's just amazing that we can make cute home decor just with some recycled items from our pantry. In this tutorial, I'm going to share how I took my tin can pumpkins and made them look a little more upscale with using some of those plastic tiles that you can get from the Dollar Tree, or I found mine at Family Dollar. They're great in crafting. Many crafters are using these tiles. And so I wanted to show you real quick how I created the white pumpkin DIYs using some of these tiles. Now, for the cans, I have just some recycled cans that I had, from dinner the night before or something like that. And so, since I was going to be covering them with the plastic tiles, I just painted the top and the bottom so that they would be all covered. Now, I took the plastic tile and I had to kind of measure out the, length of it. And so then I could wrap that around. I also took the tops off using my when I opened up the can, using my smooth edge can opener. That is the key to get the smooth edges. They have electric ones, or you can get handheld ones at some of the stores, or you can find them on Amazon. So I cut off a piece of that plastic tile to go ahead and have that attach that to my top so that I could, that it all looks cohesive and looks really high end. And so what I did is I just wrapped my can around, and then I just cut it with my scissors. These tiles cut very easy. And then what I did, I just gave it a coat of the plaster color chalk paint, let that dry. Then to give it a little bit of distressing, I used my Distress ink by Tim Holtz. I like the color Vintage Photo, and I just used my little finger dauber. That is just a little thing I put on my finger. You can get those at the craft store as well. And I just go around the entire can as well as the top just to give it a little bit of distressing. For the topper, what I did is I decorated it with some burlap leaves, some different kind of looking picks that I got off of a garland from Hobby Lobby, and also just some hemp cording and that kind of thing. The burlap leaves, what I did is I just cut pieces off of those. Those are in the bigger packs that you can get from the Dollar Tree, but I have seen like fall leaves, burlap leaves at different stores. And so that's what I did. I also added a little bit of Excelsior or Spanish moss to that as well. Now, if you don't have a smooth edge can opener and you just cut off your tops, you can always use the bottom of your can to create it look like the top. For the stems of the pumpkins, I just used little wood slices from the Dollar Tree, or I also have seen those over at Hobby Lobby. So I'll just continue to do that and just decorate the tops of my white tin can pumpkins that I think they look very high end. And the additional touches of the curly cues, I think that really adds a lot to my pumpkins. And so to get those little pieces of extra, those are from just different garlands that I get off of a strand. I usually get those at Hobby Lobby. And then when I untwist them off the garland, then they have like a long thing that twists around the garland. I save those because then I use them as my tendrils for my canned pumpkins. And I am just using my wire curling tools that were sent to me by a friend and follower. I will have the link to those in the description box under the link is called Wire Curling Tools if you would like to check out exactly what I'm using. For this next pumpkin DIY, I'm using a leftover recycled can from my grandson's baby formula. And so kept those on hand because I'm like, these are too good to throw away. I could do a craft with that, right? We all have those, I have a craft supply full of things that I'm like, oh, one day I can do something really good with that. Well, today is the day that I'm doing something with it. All right, so guys, what I did is I just did it the same way. I painted the top and the bottom with that plaster chalk paint, and then I just wrapped a piece of that plastic, tile around and gave it a coat of chalk paint, and then just, gave it some distressing with my distress ink like I did with the other ones. Okay, so this one, what I'm doing is making a little flower arrangement, and I'm just using just some different florals, just different things that I've had on hand as far as, like that I've gotten from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Dollar Tree, that kind of thing. I did put some styrofoam in there, and these little cans like this are just little arrangement is just, you can brighten someone's day. Maybe if you need to visit a friend in the hospital, maybe someone that's living in an assisted living area, somebody like that, or just a friend that is going through a difficult time. This would be a great, just a pick me up kind of, I'm thinking about you gift. So I'll continue to add just different things to my floral arrangement, like these right here. These are paper covered wire that I got in the floral section at Walmart. And what I did is I just took a longer like floral pick and then tied some, or just wrapped some floral tape around it just to make it a little longer. And so to twist them, I'm just using those wire curling tools, a larger barrel, just to, twist it around. Now, I am, I'm just a little bitty fish in the big sea of YouTube algorithm, and I am always getting new watchers, new friends, new followers, new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Guys, I have almost 750 different videos on my channel, and not everyone has seen all of my videos. And so what I do is, this is from a YouTube or a Facebook Live that I did that I crafted in real time. And so YouTube kind of likes to the point. They don't like the chitter chatter, and that kind of thing. I will leave a link in the description if you would like to see the original video of me talking everything through, the little chit chat, that kind of thing. But as I said, I'm trying to accommodate everybody, and then also give, my new viewers a chance to see projects that I have done previously, because they're so stinking cute, and I am constantly getting new watchers. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you. If you've been here for a while, you are what has grown my community. Thank you so much. All right, so then for this project, I'm using an old fence post. It's just boards that were like fence pickets, and then I had my husband cut them down to about 12 inches, long. And so what I did is I took this is another smashed can, or one of those vegetable cans. I just cut the top and the bottom, then I smashed it, and then I wrapped it with that plastic tile, give it a coat of chalk paint, gave it some distressing with that vintage photo distress ink. And so then to put holes for my can to attach to my board, I use my crocodile. That's what I'm holding in my hand right there. You can get those at the craft store, or you can get them off of Amazon if you don't know what I'm talking about. And so what I did is I drilled 2 holes in the board and then thread some wire through there. And then that's what I attached my can. And I'm using some hot glue just to, glue it in place a bit, and use my needle nose pliers to give it a little bit of more, security. And then I am just sticking different fall looking flowers in this pocket. This could easily be changed out for the different seasons. I love that, where it's not permanent, so that you can change it out for the different seasons. And I just love how all 3 of these different white pumpkin projects turned out. I think they look so high end, and I do have tons of inspirational, just different seasonal crafts here on my channel. Thank you for being here, and I am so glad to share these wonderful gifts that the Lord has given me with this beautiful community.